So I'm back with another flip through, and this is from two different trips. One was a weekend away and one is just a day trip, but I thought I've never actually really done a scrapbook just for trips in the UK. They've always been ones from abroad, so I thought I'd start a scrapbook just for trips in the UK. And the first one I took was for my partner's birthday back in February, and we went to Cardiff for the weekend. So I love Cardiff. It's one of the places I'd love it so much that I would consider moving there. So, and my partner knows how much I love it, so he suggested a little trip for his birthday, and I wasn't going to say no. So we booked ourselves on booking.com like our own little apartment. I think it was a bit sort of student renty apartment, but it was really nice. Like, we had sort of a big load of space and it had its own kitchen. So yeah, this was just a picture here of the room. We booked a room with a balcony and we sat outside and had a cup of tea one morning, which was really nice, even though it was really cold, so we had to put our coats and scarves on. And then after one of the days, we were absolutely shattered, and the thought of going out for food, we were just like, no. So we went to the little Sainsbury's underneath the apartments where we were staying, and we bought some pasta and pizza and garlic bread, and we just cooked at home. But it was actually a really nice meal to just sort of sit and chill and talk about the day that we'd had. And then from one of our stops on the day, we bought some mugs that were Gavin and Stacey themed, and so we finished the day with a nice cup of tea in our new mugs. I've tried to do a bit of journaling here because I like journaling, and so I tried to leave a lot of space here. And also I did this scrapbook before kind of like I had my big epiphany about wanting to be more creative. So yeah, when I go through this one, this was beforehand, and then the difference in sort of the amount of detail, the kind of, this is obviously just stuck straight on the paper rather than sort of using backing paper. Yeah, the difference to this, to the day trip I did, you'll see in the second half of this video, is a bit different. So yeah, I've just put these little stickers here, and I'll talk more about those over the next couple of pages. So yeah, that was our sort of little apartment setup and like a little intro into the trip. So because we were staying in the Cardiff Bay area, we spent a lot of time sort of wandering around. So these stickers are from Amazon. I got them from a company called DV Design, and they do lots of different places. So yeah, I've got ones from them that sort of like Italy themed. I want to get the Canada ones. Yeah, they do Australia ones. I use that in my Australia scrapbook. So yeah, they do loads of different places, and yeah, I like sort of the style of the stickers. So yeah, this is Cardiff Bay, and I am a big Doctor Who fan from the series with like Christopher Eccleston, David Tennant and Matt Smith, and a lot of episodes were filmed around Cardiff Bay. So sort of I've just recently got my partner into Doctor Who, so sort of being a bit of a Whovian geek and showing him all the different places. So this tower is, for any Doctor Who fans, they will recognise it as the Torchwood Tower from the series Torchwood, which is a spin-off, but it's also sort of like quite a monumentous Cardiff landmark. And then this area around here is Cardiff Bay, like the pier, which I could spend hours just wandering around here. It's so quiet and so peaceful. So yeah, this was during the day, and then we also came back at night when it was sort of lit up, and again it was still really quiet, so it was nice just to wander around. I saw the Millennium Centre, didn't actually sort of see anything in there, and our apartment is just this block here, so it was really well centrally located. Got another sticker here from the same pack that the other ones were from, and then sort of again tried to use a lot of detail when doing the writing. And then we did like a big day trip out where we did lots of different stops, and the first one was Dunraven Bay. So this is again for any Doctor Who fans, where the Doctor, David Tennant's Doctor, and Rose say goodbye to each other. But even if you're not a Doctor Who fan, it's still a really nice place to visit. There's a car park at the top of the hill, and then you sort of wander down the cliffside until you get onto the beach. It is mainly a pebbly beach, but if you get the timings of the tide right, it is sandy. But yeah, we just got the timings wrong and ended up on the stony bit, but it was fine. And then this is just some more pictures of us on the beach. We sort of sat on these rocks and had like a contemplation station where we sort of just sat and chatted for a little bit. It was a bit cold though, we were sort of very wrapped up. And then after there, we drove for about another half hour, 40 minutes to Barry Island, which of course is the setting for or part of the setting for Gavin and Stacey. So we parked in a car park nearby and then just walked down. Sort of we had to go under this archway, which was really nice. And we spent a long time sort of walking along the promenade. We went onto the beach and they had like a little fairground there. And then we got some fish and chips for lunch, which were really yummy. Took a picture of these two signs. So they were advertising Glastonbury rather than Glastonbury. And at first I got really excited because it said like Tom Jones, Harry Styles, Katy Perry, Taylor Swift. And I was like, surely not. And then I realised that they were all cover bands. So yeah, I got a little bit excited thinking they were all coming to Barry Island, but no, they're all tribute bands. But I think that would have been a cool festival to go to. But unfortunately, the dates that they were advertising, I just couldn't get there. And then these are all places that appear in Gavin and Stacey. So we've got Nessa's Arcades, Marco's Cafe, and they've even got sort of like a photo with all the cast stuck on the wall, and you can sort of fight your way in there and get a picture. So yeah, and then this was from the shopping mall in the centre of Cardiff, and they've renamed it Nessa's Grand Arcade in honour of the final episode that aired the previous Christmas Day, which was really nice. So yeah, I love Barry Island, even if it hadn't been anything to do with Gavin and Stacey. I think it's a lovely place to visit. And then finally we walked up, it's about half an hour from the beach. We walked up to the street where they actually filmed the series. It's called Trinity Street. And we found the houses outside where they film. So it's a very steep street. It makes the streets in San Francisco look sort of flat. But yeah, it was very hilly. I wouldn't really fancy driving or parking around there. And then this is the house where Gwen and Stacey live, and I think it's so lovely that the owner of it, she lets you take pictures outside the house. There's lots of sort of memorabilia in the window. It's got like letters from the cast members, behind the scenes pictures, and all that she asks is that you just sort of be quiet and you don't make too much noise. So I think that's lovely that she lets people take pictures of her house. And then this one over here is Uncle Bryn's house. And then just got a picture of me by the street name. So yeah, it was a very quick visit. We were only there 2 nights, but we saw lots in that time. And yeah, it was great to see like filming locations from TV series I loved. So yeah, that's the Cardiff aspect of the 2 trips I'm going to show you. And I'll be back in a second from the next one. So this is from a day trip me and my partner took to Hastings for the day. It was around the time of my birthday and I wanted to go to the aquarium, so we made a day trip of it. So yeah, as you can see from compared to the Cardiff pages, this is a lot brighter. It's got a lot more embellishments. So I started off by sticking a piece of card from a pack that came from the works. It was part of their beach theme set, so this sort of fitted really well. So yeah, I stuck that down, and then I've got some sort of washi tapes that I said recently I've discovered my love for washi tapes. So yeah, I stuck all those down, and then we found a mural of a seal on the wall by by where we parked, and I just thought it was amazing. So we took a little picture of that, and then sort of a main picture of Hastings Beach. The weather was absolutely lovely. We really lucked out that day. And then just some more sort of pictures. We stopped to get some fish and chips and sort of just sat around waiting for them to be cooked before we took them down to the beach. So yeah, just got lots of different pictures of us on the beach. My yummy fish and chips there. And then after we'd been to the aquarium, just got some ice cream, which was really nice. So yeah, these little bits are also from the same beachy collection from the works. They're just sort of little cutouts with like fun in the sun, good times. So I tried to sort of match them to parts of the photos. And then these stickers are from an Echo Park collection. I think it's called By the Sea. And I thought, because it's got lots of sea life, so that would be good for the aquarium part, and then just life is better by the sea. I thought that sticker would be nice there. And see you soon. So then this is from the aquarium. Now I know sort of zoos and aquariums can be a bit of a touchy subject, so I love aquariums, but I do get why people sort of feel a bit meh towards them. So I started off by cutting up a 12 by 12 sort of background piece of card that came with the Echo Park collection, and I tried to sort of put them on every page to sort of tie it together. And then this was a sticker that came, it was like a long sticker band that came with it. So these are just some pictures of some random fish. So yeah, it was quite a small aquarium, but there was lots to see. And then this cut apart also came from the By the Sea collection and sort of allowed me to do some journaling. And then because like we've got the seahorses there, I used the seahorse stickers for that. And then this page, I tried to do a bit like a Finding Nemo page. So you've got sort of like the clownfish. We've got a dory fish there. The one that likes to blow the bubbles looks a bit like that. And then the pufferfish there. And they all had sort of their own stickers. So yeah, I used those. And then I quite like this one, sort of like all the puns officially best friends. And yeah, so I really like this page. Sort of I tried to keep that just on the Finding Nemo theme. And then this was from like the shark tank that you can go through. So I managed to get sort of a picture as the shark went past. And yeah, so this was sort of like standing in front of the tank, and then this was sort of going through the tunnel. And then I just used these cut aparts, sort of being a bit soppy. You are turtly amazing, and together is our favourite place to be. Because yeah, I like spending time with my boyfriend. And then here's just some more pictures from the tunnel bit. So got some stingrays here and some more sharks. And then sort of I used a lot of the stickers from the sticker page. And then this cutout saying take a bite out of life, because obviously it relates to the shark. And then finally, even though I've used sort of the under the sea with all the marine life, they do have like a foresty, a jungle bit with like lots of different reptiles. So I just decided to keep this all on one page. They've got like a chameleon, terrapin, snakes, and sort of like a dragony Komodo dragon thing. He looked really scary. And then they did have this massive giant toad, which I absolutely hate toads and frogs. I can't stand them. So I was like, that's definitely not going in the scrapbook. But I sort of gave it a quick peek as we went past it. But yeah, because I don't really have any jungly themed stickers, I feel like this is a bit lacking on on the embellishments, but I've got like a jungle themed scrapbook coming up that I'll be doing at the end of the year. So if there's any sort of washi tapes I can find for that, I might then come back and put that in this page. So yeah, I think this is like a good way to show the difference between sort of before I found all my sort of scrapbook stuff and after, just sort of how bright and more interesting the pages are. So yeah, I'm really pleased with sort of how finding all this stuff has helped to make me a bit more creative. So yeah, I'm going to leave that here. Hope you enjoyed looking through Cardiff and Hastings Aquarium, and I'll be back with another video soon. Bye!